Hello and welcome back to the second segment of the RAM series. Today we're going to be talking about RAM versus ROM and DRAM and SRAM and what that all means. So just a quick summary of RAM. This is the exact same slide I used in the last video. I just thought let's just go over this one more time. RAM stands for random access memory. RAM is a temporary storage type on a computer. What this means is that it's not meant for saving content and saving it for long-term use. And an example of this is a user accessing a website. The website needs somewhere to let it load instead of committing to the hard drive. So essentially, as soon as you turn the website off, it disappears. But the RAM is what loads everything, and the data is stored in the RAM, but not to be saved. DRAM. DRAM stands for Dynamic Random Access Memory. The reason it's called dynamic is because the memory is constantly refreshing itself. Because of the fact that it's refreshing itself all the time, dynamic RAM is actually slower than static RAM. Saying that, dynamic RAM can store a hell of a lot more than static RAM. Now, per bit of data, dynamic RAM will contain one transistor and one capacitor. Now, the issue with these capacitors is that they will lose charge or lose power in a matter of milliseconds, and this is why the memory has to constantly be refreshed. Every time it refreshes, power comes back to the capacitor and it works, and so on and so forth. It never stops doing that while the power is on. And as you can see down there, this is a very basic explanation, and if requested, I'm more than happy to go into more detail in a separate video where I can hone in on just DRAM and explain everything thoroughly. SRAM. SRAM stands for Static Random Access Memory. Static Random Access Memory means that as long as power is applied, it will hold its bits, hence the static. In simple terms, the data will stay there until it's either been overwritten with something else or the system has been powered down. Now, as we discussed with DRAM, DRAM is slower but can store a lot more, whereas SRAM is the complete opposite. It is a lot faster than DRAM, but it can store less. Some examples of SRAM are being used as cache for your CPU or motherboard. These are not the only two uses, but I will go into more detail if I was to do a full video on SRAM explaining everything. ROM. ROM stands for read-only memory. Its data is read-only, meaning it cannot be changed or deleted. ROM is non-volatile, and if we remember from the first video, non-volatile memory retains information once the power has been turned off, keeping everything that has been saved to the storage device. A good example of ROM is ROM storing information that is needed to start your computer. This is what's known as the bootstrap process. Now, if you turn on your computer, you'll notice that nothing comes on right away. It takes a second, and this is the ROM loading everything up. Now, ROM's storage capacity is a lot lower than RAM. To be precise, 4 to 8 megabytes is the general size of ROM. So that is everything for this video. As I said, if you want me to go more in depth, let me know in the comments and tell me which part I should go more in depth with, whether it's RAM, ROM, SRAM or DRAM. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, do what you got to do, and I will see you guys in the next one.